Hello everyone. Today I am going to teach you your chapter 2 of political science, that is constitutional design. In this chapter we will read about the story of South African people and their struggle against the white minorities. Okay? We will see that how the struggle of South African blacks led to the formation of a new constitution for South Africa. Okay, so South Africa was under the rule of white minorities who followed the policy of apartheid. Okay, here I will explain what is apartheid mean. Okay, so under this policy the black people of South Africa were discriminated on the basis of their skin color and race. So it is a policy of racial discrimination. So we will see what is apartheid. So students, it was a policy of racial segregation. It means separation. Okay, so it was a policy of racial segregation under which all people were classified and separated on the basis of race, that is nasl. Okay, or we can also say that a political and social system in South Africa during the era of white minority rule, it enforced racial discrimination against non-whites, mainly focused on skin color. Okay, so in short we can say that apartheid was a policy of racial segregation of the people on the basis of their race and skin color. Okay, now we will see that what are the problems faced by the non-whites in the white minority rule in South Africa. Okay, so the first one is the non-whites were forbidden from living in the white areas. It means they were forbidden from living in the white areas. They could not work in the white areas. Only if they having a pass or the permit they were allowed to enter into those regions which were allotted for the whites. So the blacks, they were not allowed to enter into those areas where the white minority lives. Okay, they can only enter in a condition when they having a pass or the permit of some work. Okay, the next is all the public places like trains, buses, taxis, hotels, hospitals, schools, colleges, parks, libraries, cinemas, etc. It was separated for both the whites and the blacks under the policy of segregation. Means it was not only the regions where the white minorities live, but even in the public places also. Means both the areas were separated for whites and the blacks. Means the blacks were not allowed to use or enter in those regions which were used by the white minorities. Or the blacks, they could not even visit the churches where the whites worshipped. Okay, means in those churches where the whites worshipped, the blacks were not allowed to go those churches. And the blacks, they also do not have the right to form any associations or to protest against the whites. So here I have taught you what is the condition of non-whites in South Africa under the rule of white minority regime. Okay, now we will see the role of Nelson Mandela. Students, he is a great leader of South Africa like Mahatma Gandhi in India. Okay, he played a very vital role in the for the independence of South Africa under the white minority rule and the framing of the constitution for South Africa. We will see that. Mandela was a great African leader and a staunch follower of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, he was also the great follower of Mahatma Gandhi. He played a very vital role in the formation of African National Congress, that I will explain you later. Students, Mandela was one of the most able, efficient and far-sighted leaders of the African National Congress. Actually, African National Congress was an umbrella organization under which all the small political groups, they come together to form a big associations against the domination or exploitation of the white minority rule. Okay, so it was under his leadership that his struggle against the apartheid reached its climax. Okay, means it was the efforts of Nelson Mandela that the racial segregation policy of apartheid came to its climax, and due to the participation in the movement against apartheid, Mandela was sentenced to life imprisonment in 1964. Okay, he remains 28 years in the jail. Okay, and he was imprisoned in 1964 and he spent the next 28 years in prison. Okay, so in the 90s, due to the activities of African National Congress and the support it got from the other countries of the world, the South African regime was completely isolated from the world. Okay, so it is the role of Nelson Mandela, a great African leader and the follower of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, so I hope you all are able to understand what is the role of Nelson Mandela in the independence of South Africa. Students, if you having the NCERT books, please see these topics in the books also. Okay, it will help you to understand these topics well. Now, after the formation of African National Congress and when their big leaders like Nelson Mandela went to jail for 28 years, the blacks' protest against the policy of apartheid becomes more sharp and fast. Okay, it pressurized the white regime to change its laws and the policies. So due to the struggle of African National Congress, the white regime, they were compelled to change their segregative policy. Actually, they having the international pressure also of the institutions like UNO. So when a group of white also, they started to asking the questions to the white regime, all those things on the events, they compel the white regime to change their laws and the policies. So the first change they do in their policies is the discriminatory laws were repealed. Means now the blacks were free to move everywhere in their country. There is no separate zones. Means blacks were also allowed to live or settle in those regions where the whites live, and they can do the jobs along with the whites also. Okay, the ban on the political parties were removed, as I have already told you that during the white minority rule, all type of association and the political parties were banned, but now this rule is also changed. Okay, and Nelson Mandela walked out of the jail. This is the biggest event. Okay, Nelson Mandela walked out of jail. It was the international pressure which make the white regime compel to make him free. Okay, so all these events led to the establishment of an independent nation of South Africa in 26th April 1994. It means on 26 April 1994, South Africa free from apartheid or the rule of white minorities, which led to the formation of multiracial government. Means before their struggle, I already told you that the white minorities ruled over the black majority, but now after the struggle there is a formation of multiracial government, means a government in which both the white and the black leaders were included. Okay, so that we will see. So the black leaders decided to forgive the whites. Okay, here the black leaders under the leadership of Nelson Mandela, they show a big heart and they forgive the whites and all their atrocities. Okay, then the blacks and the white leaders, they sat together to draw up a common constitution for the country. Means both the leaders, the leaders from the blacks and the whites, they sat together and they decides that it is a time to set up a common constitution for the country. Okay, and after the 2 years of discussions and the debates, they were able to create the finest constitution of the world for South Africa. So this is the story of South African people and their struggle against the discriminatory laws led by the white minority rule. Okay, I hope you all were able to understand this. Now we will see why do we need a constitution. I hope you all were able to understand from the story of South Africa that why do we need a constitution. Students, the constitution of a country is a set of written rules that are accepted by all the people living together in a country. Okay, the constitution is the supreme law that determines the relationship among the people living in a territory or the region, and also the relationship between the people and the government. Okay, in short, we can say that a constitution is a set of written rules that are accepted by all the people in the country. Now we will see that what does a constitution do. Okay, so students, the first thing the constitution done is or do is, that is, it generates a degree of trust and coordination necessary for a diverse group to live. Actually, I have already told you that it is a set of rule. Means in our constitution or in the constitution of different countries, the rules are not only made for the citizens only, but it is also for the government, that how they will rule over the country. So it create a help to generate a degree of trust and coordination, where means rules are for everyone, not only for the citizens but also for the rulers. Okay, the next point is specification. Okay, the constitution specifies how the government will be constituted and who will have the power to take which decision. Okay, means the constitution states that how the government of a country will be formed and who will have the power to take which decision. Okay, now the next point is rights and the duties, under which it lays down the limits on the powers of the government and tells us what the rights of the citizens are. Okay, means the constitution lays down the limits on the powers of the government. Means in and according to the constitution of India, the citizen have right to choose their rulers, but when they are elected by the people, it doesn't mean that they can do whatever they want. Means they have to run the government or they have to run the administration according to the rules prescribed in the constitution for them. So In this context, the constitution lays down the limits on the powers of government, as if the government is doing something wrong, it also provides certain rights to the citizens under which they can ask or they can put up the questions from to their rulers. Okay, and the last point is it expresses the aspirations of the people about creating a good society. So these are the things which constitution do. In this prospect, we can say that a constitution is very important for any nation or a country. Now we will see making of Indian constitution. Students, the task of framing the constitution for India is much difficult than the task of South African constitution. Means that leaders of South Africa face the Indian leaders and the constitution makers, they face so many problems, as India is a huge country, not only in terms of its population but also in terms of its language, its religion. We all know that in India people, they belong to different caste, religion, or they belongs to different way of life, and they having different beliefs from each other. So in such type of country, the task of framing the constitution for India is led by the Constituent Assembly, okay, whose president was Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Okay, this assembly was formed in 1946. Okay, the Constituent Assembly have 389 members, of which 292 were the representatives of different states, and remaining 93 represents the princely state. Okay, this assembly work in a systematic manners, means the leaders, they study the thorough diversity of India, and on the basis of that they started to make the laws or the rules in a systematic manner. Okay, so this assembly have many important figures or the leaders like, or the means like Jawaharlal Nehru, Rajendra Prasad, B.R. Ambedkar, etc. Okay, so this committee, this assembly have so many important committees like drafting committee. Okay, drafting committee was chaired by B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, this committee make a draft of a constitution and sent it to the Constituent Assembly. Okay, so the draft was adopted by the Constitution Assembly was on 26th of November 1949, and it came into force on 26th of January 1950, and we started to follow the lengthiest constitution of the world, in which each and every law were framed in a detailed manner. Now we will see that what were the factors, those who having the contribution to the making of our constitution, means factors contributed to the making of Indian constitution. Here I have given you only the points, because the explanation of these points I have already given you in your WhatsApp group. So please see the explanation of these points, you just see in the notes also. It will help you to understand these points I am explaining here also, but you have to see your notes also. Okay, so the first point that contributed in the making of our constitution is national movement. Students, our national movement was not merely a struggle against a foreign rule. Actually, it was also a struggle to renovate our country and transform our society and politics. As we know that in our national movement there was the emergence of so many big leaders, and they all help and they led their contribution in the making of our constitution through their visual ideas. Okay, next one is role of the leaders. So students, leaders like Motilal Nehru, Jawaharlal Nehru and other had played very important role in the making of Indian Constitution. In fact, in 1928, Motilal Nehru drafted a constitution for India. Okay. The third point is role of the British rule. Okay. So familiarity with the political institutions of the colonial rule also helped develop an agreement over the institutional design. Means there were so many Indian leaders who were working in the different institutions under the British rule, so they got the experience and the knowledge. Okay. Now the next point is British rule and the legislative institutions. Okay. So the experience gained by the Indians in working of the legislative institutions proved to be very useful for the country in setting up its own constitution. Means most of the Indian leaders, big leaders, they were advocate or they were the part of legislative bodies under the colonial rule, so they got the huge experience which helped them to draft a constitution for India. Okay. And the last point is the world event or the revolutions. So students, in chapter 1 history, I have taught you about the French Revolution. So there were many Indians which were very much inspired through the French Revolution. So many of our leaders were inspired by the ideals of French Revolution, the practice of parliamentary democracy in Britain and the Bill Rights in USA. So what they did, they incorporated some good points of the constitutions of these countries in the Indian Constitution also. Means if we say the Indian Constitution is the collection of almost all the good principles of the different countries' constitution, it will be not wrong. Okay. For example, the fundamental rights we have taken from the Constitution of USA. The parliamentary form of government we have took from the Constitution of Britain. The directive principles we have took from Ireland. So these were the factors who contributed in the making of Indian Constitution. I hope you all were able to understood these points, and please see the explanation of these points in your WhatsApp group also. There I have provided you notes, so please go through the notes also. Now we will go through the last point of this chapter, that is features of Indian Constitution. Students, you have already read this point in class 8th also. So here I have only given you the points. Explanation I have already given you in your WhatsApp groups. So you have to see the explanation of these points also. Okay. Here also I am explaining the points, but you have to go through the notes also. It will help you. So the first feature of our constitution is that it is based on the principle of federalism. Okay. Students, federalism is a form of government in which the powers are divided among the governments at different levels. That I have explained you already. Okay. Government at different levels, that is central government, state government and local self government. Okay. So here we know that in different states of India we having the state government, and we also have the central government for the entire country, and we also have the Panchayat Raj system at the rural level. So in context of India we have 3 levels of government. So this process is called federalism, where the power are shared among the government at different levels. Okay. So the next one is secularism. This also you know. You have already read this topic in class 8 also, and I have explained you so many times. So secularism, students, the Indian Constitution makes it a secular state where all the religions are treated equally and there is no discrimination on the basis of religion. Understood? India is a secular country where all the religions are treated equally. The next is, it is the lengthiest constitution of the world. Okay, the Indian constitution is the lengthiest and detailed constitution of the world, in which laws, all the rules and the laws are mentioned in detailed form. Okay, that is why we having the lengthiest constitution of the world. Okay, the next point is bicameral legislature. Students, bicameral legislature I will explain you. The Constitution of India provide bicameral legislature, under which we having two houses. As you all know that at the central level we having two houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, so under the provision of bicameral legislature, at the central level we have two houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, and the last one is the provision of fundamental rights. Even though our constitution have so many features, but I'm giving you only 5. Okay, so fundamental rights is also one of the important key feature of our constitution. As you all know what are the fundamental rights. So fundamental rights are those basic rights which were provided by our constitution to each and every citizen, irrespective of his or her caste or religion. Okay, or we can say that these rights are another important feature of Indian constitution, which provide an elaborative list of rights to the citizens of India, which cannot be taken away by any law made by the state. Okay, so in this chapter, through the story of South Africa, I just try to make you understand that why we need a constitution and what is the importance of constitution in India. We also read about the framing of constitution in India and the key features of Indian constitution and what were the things that inspired the Indians to frame a constitution. Okay, so I hope you all are able to understood this. Still, if you having any problem, please see those notes which I have given you. So if you having any problem, you can ask me personally. And students, stay at home and be safe. Okay, thank you.